Bom dia, boa tarde, e bonjour, allo, guten Tag, guten Morgen. Well, I guess possibly guten Nacht. I don't know. And howdy, y'all, and hippity hoppity kangaroo in Australia. Howdy. Welcome to the next episode of More Geek Than Gay. Yay! Almost didn't think we were going to get this one in, but we did. So, let me just get the music rolling.
There's no need to fear. Underdog is here.
Faster. Walking, tiny white stuff.
Hey. Hi.
Welcome to More Geek Than Gay. I'm Joseph.
Hi, Edward here.
I wasn't quite sure if we had started already.
Oh, we started.
We've got Lurky and Garfield. There's Lurky's tail.
Yes, and there's
There's-
Garfield's head.
The back of Garfield's head.
Yes. So, howdy, hey. It's all cats all the time.
No kidding. And we activated them before we started, so...
Lorky was just activated by me coming home. To be totally honest, that's the boy. He's my baby boy. I'm his mommy, and he's very happy that mommy came home. So, get your tail out of the way. So, hey honey, how's your week been?
Oh, my week's been good. I wrote stuff down.
You wrote stuff down?
I wrote
That's
stuff
good.
down, yes, I know.
Because
you didn't.
I'll
What are
be...
you doing?
I'm just adjusting.
Oh, you mean... Okay, so that way we have more in frame
Yes.
than before when it was just, hey, look, top of our heads.
Well, it was more than just the top of our heads. I was actually just trying to get the light out of the way. But, Lurky, come here, boy. Yeah, we don't need you over there messing with the camera works. But...
So anyways, okay,
I'm
so...
gonna touch your tongue.
Compete. Now I'm going to go through this. Compete. I turned in an article that's for the website only. It's about DCI.
DCI?
Drum Corps International, and which is actually the Arizona's competition is going on right now as we speak. For the second year I missed.
I'm sorry.
I blame your work.
Yeah.
So I turned that in. That's just for the website. Because I'm sorry, marching band or drum and bugle corps is a sport. Because you see those kids do what they do. With the Dart League, we are off season.
Off season.
So there's nothing really to report except for our startup meeting is Wednesday, July 2nd at 7:30. But I'm still having meetings every Sunday, even though we're off season. So
You guys got a
get ready.
Or something, or...
Now we have to get ready.
Oh, okay. So
For
what
the
are the
next season.
programs still being made for? I thought that was
Startup.
For the startup. Okay.
Yes. And then the third thing, Joshua Tree. We have our bowling fundraiser coming up on Saturday, July 12th at Let It Roll Bowl. That was one of the things I was supposed to do this afternoon and didn't do. I was supposed to make a little generic flyer because we don't have flyers. Don't get me started on that one. That starts at 12 p.m.
That sounded almost like you almost were started.
I know. Sometimes I just get irritated with things. There's like, we have events. They're planned in advance,
Uh-huh.
except for they forget to make a flyer or poster about it. And they wonder why people don't show up. They think Facebook, doing an event on Facebook is suffice, and that's enough. But I'm sorry, you need flyers. You need to put this out. I may be old school, but still. Also, the reason why I mentioned about the startup meeting, which is Wednesday, July 2nd for GLAD, on Wednesday, July 2nd at 12:30, is the board elections, our yearly board elections. I'm up for re-election. We'll have to see on how that goes. I do know of another person who will be named nameless is planning on running against me as chair.
Oh.
So we shall see.
So, what does GLAD stand for?
I've already mentioned this many times, but it's Gay and Lesbian Association of Darts.
Okay. No.
So when people say I belong to the GLAD Dart League, you're actually saying I belong to the Gay and Lesbian Association of Darts League.
Well, it's like having a Metropolitan mattress.
Yeah.
But, because GLAD could be like Gay and Lesbians Against Drunk Driving.
Or the Gay and Lesbians, what was that other one? The media one. The GLAAD.
Oh, yeah.
But they started after the Dart League, so that's why they had to do an extra A.
Because you guys are, like, old.
Yeah, we celebrated 25 years. And if you Google us, we're the only one we're the first ones that come up. If you put in Gay and Lesbian Darts.
Really?
Yeah, we're the first ones who pop up. There's
Yeah.
not that many out there in the country, and we're the only ones that raises money for charities. The rest of them are just, hey, let's play darts on such and such night at this bar.
High five.
So that's Joshua Tree. So Wednesday, Wednesday, July 2nd, I have two big meetings, one at 12:30 and then one at 7:30. Then Jeannie. Let's go with Jeannie. She turned in her book.
Yay! Okay, so we're into this now.
Into what?
Well, because we're now done talking about your week, and now we're just going straight into
Well,
the
this is
podcast.
part of the week.
Oh, okay.
She turned in her book last week.
Okay.
That was the thing.
Okay.
So
Turned in her book.
she turned in book number 10, which is going to be Universal Alien.
10.
So yeah, with that long thumbnail. So that she's I would say she's resting, but she's not. She's already working on the next book, as well as she has 3 short stories to write, and then work on the sequel to Alexander, and work on the sequel to Nightbeat.
See, I thought for some reason that she had the sequel to Alexander mostly done.
No,
Before everything all went topsy-turvy. I thought that
she
one
has
was...
half of it done.
Oh, I thought it was pretty much in the bag.
No, she
And
had
just
half of
needed
it.
to be revised or
She
whatever.
had half of it done. She's got to finish the second book and start the third. Have the first 2 chapters done for the third book, because that's what her and her agent are fishing the book out to other publishers, and that's what they're asking for.
So it's going to be a trilogy?
She already had that in her head as a trilogy.
Okay, not a series, but just a trilogy.
Yes.
Is she going to revise the first book, or is it going to stand as it is?
Standing as it is.
Okay.
She got the rights back,
Okay, yeah,
so she could do that.
Yeah.
If she didn't get the rights back, then she would have to rewrite at least a third of it.
right. Like 40% of it or something like
And I
that.
thought it was a third.
I don't
Most,
know.
I think.
I was thinking Hyacinth kept on saying I thought 40%.
I know Hyacinth said a third of it, but ended up writing a 40 of it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's an old name that I haven't thought of there in a while.
Whoa.
So the next thing on our plate, our next trips, we're going to go to San Diego Comic-Con in July, and then she is the guest of honor for authors for CopperCon in August. So that's the next 2 big things that's coming up the next week. But once that information comes out more, then I'll tell more about it again, because we're waiting to find out which panels and what her panels will be, what days, what times, and then as well as her book signings at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So she's actually got signings set up for San Diego?
She's planning on it. I mean, she had 2 last year.
Okay.
You figure
And they went pretty well, if I recall correctly.
one went very well, and the other one went okay.
Nice.
The one at Mysterious Galaxy wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong. She had a few people, but there was never a long line. You know. She was busy. She was steady, but it wasn't a long line. She had maybe 2 or 3 people on line waiting for her. But the one at Penguin for the signing for Penguin in the Penguin booth, that was a long ass line. They had to cut it so people could walk through it.
Wow. All right.
So, like I said, it was, Mysterious Galaxy wasn't bad, but Penguin was really good. That kind of a thing. And last year she had 3 panels, I think. So we'll see what she has this year. That's good. She's waiting for all that information. And I believe we're going to do the same situation as, leave on Tuesday, cut back on Tuesday.
Okay.
I don't know for sure either.
Okay. And we still don't know really details about CopperCon?
Just the fact that she's one of the author guests.
Okay. Is she guest of honor again?
Guest of honor, yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's another guest of honor.
Okay.
And it's August. And CopperCon is August 22nd to the 24th.
And Marcy's supposed to be at that one too.
Marcy is going to be. Marcella Rockwell is going to be there, and Jeff Marriott is going to be there, and Sharon Skinner is going to be there. That's the authors that they've announced so far.
Okay. Cool. I met Sharon at Leprechaun. Yes. I got to watch her have to do that moderate panel thing that we were talking about, how it's hard to be a panelist and moderate at the same time. It's a weird balancing act. That now that I know about that balancing act, I can do it, but I can see why, if you're a panelist, you don't want to moderate at the same time. It's a pain in the ass thing. So, so that's where I met her at, was at one of her panels.
Yeah, and Sharon is part of the Wicked Women.
Oh, okay. Have I read anything of her? I haven't read. No, I haven't. No. I know I haven't, because that's one of the things we talked about, actually. And I remember her books and stuff. And
I think we have one of her books.
Do we?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I think so. I don't know for sure.
Yeah, but
I'm not allowed to read anybody else's. That's my stack over there.
Yeah, well, we just point off to the...
I know. My stack is over there. Because this is my side of the bed, so my stack is on that side. But I'm not allowed to read anybody right now, so...
Yeah.
It's all a mood issue.
But I could read her.
You could.
I could.
Along with the 5 other books you're reading and 300 comics at the same time. Because that's what you do.
That's what I do. It's what I've kind of always done. But
Which is why you never finish a book.
I finish books. It just sometimes takes me years.
Mm-hmm.
It sometimes takes me going back to the book and going, oh my god, I was reading this book. And then I go back and pick up from where I was.
Mm-hmm.
But right now I'm reading Seduction to the Innocent. Because I finally have a copy of it. So I'm all happy about that. I can finally... Because that's... Well, we can talk about that as we talk on to other stuff.
Yes. And your week?
My week... This was my last week of, relative relaxation for a little while. As a matter of fact, I wasn't even sure we were going to get this episode out this week. I thought I was maybe going to have to put out an announcement of how there was going to be no episode this week. And for the next 5 weeks, I'm thinking we're probably going to be just one episode a week.
It's just going to be me.
Yeah, there may be moments when you get to just see my smiling face go, hi, and then bye, and then he takes the rest of it.
Yeah, because, as always, Edward always does the intro and the exit by himself.
I do. I do. So, and there's even been, I think an episode or two where I didn't even do an intro or an exit. So... But I'm finishing up my final my final class. I've already done my walk. Now there's just this one last class I need to do. And so my work even knows that I will take time off from work to finish this class if I have to.
Because he's got to make sure he's got to pass it.
Yeah. Yeah, because
this is not a D.
I can pass it with a D. Oh, I can do a D. I'll be perfectly fine with a D.
Mickey was not happy you got a D.
And that's truly a shame. But I will survive with a D. My goal is not to get a D. That's my goal is to get a nice little A, because if I get an A, then my grade point average is like writing right there, and I could finish with a nice solid, like, I think B plus average if I get an A. But if not, then I'm gonna finish with like a B minus average. It's gonna bump me right down there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not down. I'll still be a B, but yeah. So an A would be nice. But at this moment, I just want to pass the class. I just want I just want to legitimately have my doctorates. I mean, my bachelor's. Yeah. So that's what's probably going to be happening for the next couple weeks. Is there's going to be just one podcast a week, and there may be times when Joseph will be taking over like pretty much all the podcast duties. But other than that, work's been okay. You know, I'm on call this weekend. Yay. Woo. So that's exciting. But that should be hopefully a non-event. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hey, Junior. I see you. And that's pretty much been my week.
Here comes Junior. Hopefully she won't be showing everybody her belly that we mutilated 3 weeks ago.
But it's growing back so nicely. And extreme kitty close up.
Junior.
Junior.
All right, good girl.
Because cats love podcasting. That's one of the things that Patrick of Scream Queens is always likes to remind everybody. Cats love podcasting. I still haven't been able to get the other tablet that was supposed to be established just for doing the podcasting. I have not been able to get that to.
Have you worked on it?
Look, I did. Now it doesn't even. It's weird. It's just weird. I can't read it at all on the computer. So I don't know what's going on. There's some sort of driver I think that's missing. That will communicate the two.
Mm-hmm.
So, and trying to do the lookup on that driver has not been successful. So, onward and onward.
Onward and onward. Okay, the TV.
TV.
We watched Sing Your Face Off.
That's the closest thing to a gay show we have right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's gone.
And it's gone.
Yeah, we watched the season finale. We talked a little bit of it, so that's why I brought it up. So we saw the finale. We saw the last 2 episodes, which included the finale.
Yes.
And the roommate that dare not speak his name watched it with us and made a little snide comment saying that he really liked the show. He would have liked to have seen the other episodes.
Oh, I missed that.
You missed that comment?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, what's he gonna? I mean, I don't think he necessarily meant to this night because I don't think he even really knew it was on until, So it's one of those things. But John Lovitz did not win.
Nope. He came in
Fourth.
fourth.
Yeah, 4th out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they were I honestly think they were unfair. He got kicked off the week that he did
The best.
Roy Orbison, and his Roy Orbison was spot on. I mean, oh my God. He sounded like Roy Orbison. He looked like Roy Orbison. He had the mannerisms. Roy Orbison was not a big dynamic performer. Okay, he was pretty much I stand here and play guitar performer. But he still had that down exactly right. If you weren't really paying close attention, I could see someone actually thinking that they were watching Roy Orbison.
If they know who Roy Orbison was.
Right.
Or is.
Right. The only thing that I think would have been better for him is if they didn't go with his biggest song, and with Pretty Woman, or Pretty Woman, if they had gone with Crying, I think that would have actually put him over the top, because I think he could have done it, and I think that would have been even more impressive.
Then Tom Arnold would have been correct when he called him Katie Lang.
Yeah.
If he would have done Crying.
Has Katie Langdon crying?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
She's covered it.
It's a very good song. It's actually one of his best songs. It's much better than Pretty Woman. I'm not a big fan of Pretty Woman. I love Roy Orbison. I'm not a fan of that song. I think that song's a piece of fluff. But
China won.
China won.
14-year-old, who we'll hear a lot of. Don't ask me to tell her the rest name, because I don't know the rest of her name, but I know it's China.
It did dawn on me that this was a Disney show. Well, I mean, ABC. It's an ABC show. She's a Disney girl.
Yes, she is.
And I was like going, because her performance she did a commendable job trying to be James Brown.
Yes.
Her James Brown was her weakest performance.
Yes.
She got a perfect score on her weakest performance.
Well, we've all through this season, the way the judges were scoring were completely at odds with the way we were talking and how they should be.
That is true.
So that shouldn't be a difference.
It shouldn't be, but
because they've been scoring really weird the whole damn season.
They have. Really high, really weird.
And people who were doing, you're like, oh, really? And they would get good scores. And people are like, oh, that was really good, and they got shit.
Yeah, because what's his face?
I mean, when John Lovitz did Pavarotti, he was very good at that, and he got horrible scores.
Yeah. And I mean, yes, that was like somewhat of a no-win situation, because, you know, if you're going to do opera, you're training your whole life to do it. You're not training a week. But he did a damn good job at Pavarotti.
You know, and then you had,
what's his face?
You had Lisa, who did Dolly Parton, who didn't kind of look like her and didn't sound like her, but she did sound like her when she was talking after the song was done, and they gave her a great score.
Yeah.
So, like I said, so your whole score thing doesn't make a difference, because they were scoring horribly the whole season.
Well, now, is she on an ABC soap opera?
Who? Lisa?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, I didn't know what soap opera she's on.
She was.
She was? Is she on a soap opera at all anymore?
No. I don't think she does anything in it anymore except for be her.
Yeah, okay.
Her and her husband, Harry.
Her husband, her lips. Those are freakish lips. But her Madonna was sad.
Yes.
Her Madonna was sad.
Mm-hmm.
Her Cyndi Lauper was better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, but she didn't look like Cyndi Lauper, though.
She didn't look like Cyndi Lauper, and she sounded like an old lady trying to be Cyndi Lauper. If that makes sense. And she sounded older than what she sounded for any other performance. Her Cyndi sounded actually more like an old Jewish lady. Trying to be Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah.
So, but it was a fun little show.
We'll see if they bring it back or not.
I don't think they'll bring it back.
I don't know. No.
They seem to be really trying to just burn that show out.
Yeah, they had 8 episodes in 4 weeks.
Yeah, yeah, they seem to be just burning that show out. And I will say this, if they do bring it back, I really hope they leave John Barrowman somewhere else. I really don't need to see him being a host. He is so two-dimensionally plastic as a host. Every time he laughed at something that someone did, it was just the fakest thing I think I'd ever seen. It was the worst acting job I've ever seen.
No, I was more concerned with they need to fire the makeup artist because the way they plastered him with makeup, he looked plastic himself.
He did, and he sometimes he looked like he had more makeup on than the contestants who had like prosthetic surgery, or not surgery, but yeah, prosthesis. This is on.
Yeah. So China won,
and she's very talented.
She's very talented. We'll see more of her.
In spite of my laying out there some sort of Disney conspiracy, actually she is the one who deserved to win.
There is no Disney conspiracy.
Yeah, she deserved to win.
So she was good. We'll hear more of her. I have no idea what rest of her name is. She's one of those 3 name people.
Yeah. China
something or
Louise Phillips.
No, that's somebody else. China Phillips is somebody from the other group.
Wilson Phillips?
Yes, yeah. That group. All right, and then you caught up and finally watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I did. I finally got the last episode down. And I think that everybody who gave up on the show is going to be kicking themselves, especially those of you who are Buffy fans. It has all those elements that Buffy fans love. And it ended strong. I wish it had... Everybody who gave up on it, I really wish that you guys had done the same thing I did, which is... I just deleted all the episodes until after the winter break. I didn't even bother watching those to catch up. I just watched from the winter break onward. Because I had caught some of the earlier episodes, and they just were like, okay, well, this seems like filler, and you can't have, like, week after week after week of filler. So, after the break, it actually seemed to be going somewhere. We actually had a story, and then Hail Hydra happened, and everything launched from there. My only real complaint was that things seem to be affecting the show from the movies, but the show is about an infrastructure that is in all of the movies. I don't see at this moment the show affecting the movies, and it should. Given what the show is about, it should actually have an effect the other way as well. And right now it just seems like the show reacts to whatever happens in the movies. Instead of it being actually an integral part of the whole Marvel universe. And I think they need to fix that.
Well, you never know. It might be the stuff that they might be talking about will be in future movies.
It might be. The only problem is nothing seemed to happen that was important enough to... While it may be mentioned in future movies, I don't see it affecting a future movie. It'll be something that'll just be mentioned. And the only thing that really could be of any sort of effect is that, spoiler alert if you haven't already heard, been aware of the interwebs all telling you all this, but S.H.I.E.L.D. basically is no more after the whole Hydra thing with Captain America, and Fury puts Coulson in charge of re-establishing S.H.I.E.L.D. But we still always thought of Coulson as a central member of S.H.I.E.L.D. anyway, so I don't see that being a visible story-changing thing for the movies. Stop with this.
Mm-hmm. That's why I was holding it down.
Okay. But I am very curious to see what they do with second season, and also what they do with the Sharon Carter series that's coming out. So, I'm much more excited, actually, though, about the Gotham series that's going to be coming out.
I know. I'm looking forward to Gotham. I'm willing to give Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. another try for the second season. Kind of like how I want to give Arrow another try.
I want to give Arrow another try. I talk to people who are fans of Arrow, and they know what I'm talking about. They know why I gave up. And they said, oh yeah, you basically want to avoid the first season. After that, they actually start becoming adults and having real storylines. And I'm like going, oh, okay. Because first season, I had every reason in the world to want to watch the show and see all the little Easter eggs of this, that, and the other thing, and I just could not get past the CW-ness of it. But apparently it gets past... It still has CW-ness, but it actually starts having some sort of substance and not wallowing in its CW-ness. So, I'm more excited about The Flash.
Yeah, but you have to watch
Arrow
to get The Flash.
Yeah, because they're going to tie into each other. And most likely not tie into the overarching DC universe of movies. They're probably going to keep those two separate. Just like Gotham will probably not be related to...
No, because Gotham is pre.
Right. So, and now you...
I saw Crossbones, which is about Blackbeard.
Yes.
With John Malkovich. And you know who else is in it? Julian Sands is in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe they scored Julian Sands.
I can't believe that no one's ever said anything that he's in it.
It's amazing.
But
Who the hell's Julian Sands?
I was waiting for that.
I'm like going. I don't. The name means nothing.
English actor, blonde. Was really big in the late 80s, early 90s. He was, the only movie I could think of right now is he ended up taking over, well, he was the male counterpart in Boxing Helena. He was
I
also,
never saw that.
but he was also, oh God, what else was he? He was in a bunch of movies.
Okay, maybe he's one of those that I would recognize if I saw him.
Yeah, he had kind of that, that long blondish hair that came kind of bobbish.
Okay.
He was always the bad guy.
Okay.
He played a bad guy a lot, I should say. Not always, but he played a bad guy a lot. So here he's a good guy, so to speak.
Oh.
But it's not what I thought it would be. I mean, happens after that. The storyline goes is the fact that the Bluebeard, not Blackbeard, one of the beards, Blackbeard, Bluebeard,
a pirate,
one of the beards, either blue or black.
A pirate. That's not red.
Yeah, exactly. That's apparently the theory is that he's not dead. They listed him as dead, and it turns out that he faked his own death, and he is now a commodore / governor of a little tiny island in the Caribbean, and runs a black market.
Okay.
And so, the English, the governor of Jamaica, who's an English stronghold, basically hires an assassin to go and kill Black Beard.
Some sort of beard.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's the story kind of thing. It was actually really good. I only saw the first episode, so I really liked it. And of course, John Malkovich is very oddly bizarre method actor that you're like, okay, I kind of get this, but
is he method?
Oh, come. What else? How else would you describe his acting?
Because he seems to, and I'm actually not a huge John Malkovich fan. I don't dislike him. I'm not enamored with his acting though. But he always seems to be, to me, like a Christopher Walken fan or type style actor, and I don't think Christopher Walken is a method actor. So that's the reason why I'm going, oh, okay. So, I mean, I just always kind of thought that he just had his own rhythm.
He does, but at the same time, he really gets involved in that character.
Okay.
I mean, yes, you see John Malkovich in every character, but but every character that he plays is completely different from the other one that you can't find a correlation between them, aside from, oh, it's John Malkovich playing him. He's not like how, where some actors get stereotyped, and that's the only kind of character they'll always play.
Okay.
That kind of a thing.
Okay.
For instance, Angelina Jolie. Ever since she did Lara Croft Tomb Raider, every one of her movies have been that style. Until Maleficent.
Okay. Because
you had Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Which, Donovan, we haven't talked about Maleficent.
Because you haven't seen it.
Well, you could still talk about it.
Doesn't matter. You haven't seen it.
And didn't see Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. either.
Yeah, but I have no desire to see that. And besides, you deleted it. We could still go to the movies to see Maleficent. But, going back, John Malkovich hasn't been pigeonholed like that. Every one of his roles are completely different. And his characters are completely different. And he acts them completely different, but at the same time, you're like, okay, there's John Malkovich. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's still that John Malkovich thing.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I guess maybe it's because Johnny Depp is method, I think.
Yeah, I would say Johnny. Yeah, same thing.
And Johnny Depp has that same thing, where it's like, oh, that's Johnny Depp doing that. As compared to Heath Ledger, who is method to the point where I found him to be almost invisible as an actor. I mean, his Joker, he did it, but as the part was written, he did a great job. At the same time, so not a commentary on how I felt about the movie or whatever. He did a great job. But at the same time, I no longer. It's like you can't really be a fan of Heath Ledger. You're just a fan of like that role. He was too method for me. I'm not a big fan of method actors because of that whole disappearance. I want a personality, like John Malkovich, like
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins. Yeah, right.
Jack Nicholson.
I want to know that if I'm going to see an actor in a movie, I know what I'm going to be expecting as far as that actor. That there's a reason why they hired that actor, and that's who I'm seeing. Do that part. I don't want to see someone who just becomes whatever. I don't want an invisible actor. So Crossbones is good?
Crossbones is good.
Oh, okay.
I will be watching the rest of it. And the only other thing that, that I've been watching on TV is the World Cup.
Oh, well. Okay, before we tackle sports, because that would be sports, we do have another show we need to check out.
What?
You'll probably like it more than I would, but they do have my curiosity now. BBC America.
What do they have that's out?
The Musketeers.
No desire.
Really?
No.
Really?
Never liked the Musketeers. Never. I didn't care for the book. Never cared for any of the movies that's come out. No. Huh. No desire.
Okay. One of the things that got my attention is that the actor who plays Porthos, aside from not being Porthos-y, because he seems a little slender for Porthos, but it's Howard Charles, who I think might be related to Craig Charles from Red Dwarf, but no one can deny or confirm this anywhere out there in the interwebs. But he was the adult Kylie on Beautiful People, the TV show we liked about the kids.
Yeah, I know.
And Kyle, but he always went by Kylie because that was his. He was the adult one.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like going, really? So I just thought that was kind of interesting. And I'm like going, well, okay, I like that show. Maybe we'll check out this other show.
You can if you want. I have no desire.
Oh, okay.
Musketeers have never been, like I said.
It's not something that would normally be on my radar at all. It's something I would truly think would be more your radar. I mean, because they're actually even somewhat historical.
Yeah, but it's part of the history that I don't care for.
Oh, okay.
It's French Revolution time.
Fon, 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 fon. Oh my gosh, we have French people. Hi. Hi. I think we have French people who download it once in a while.
Okay.
And I just went fon, 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 fon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
See, so now you don't like French people because you don't like Australians.
I love Australians.
Oh wait, you don't like Australia. So now you don't like France.
So
you want to, think of another country we could just go against now.
Well, I'm not trying to go against countries.
You don't like Australia. You don't like France. Any other country?
I never said I don't like Australia. I'm just not going to go to Australia. It's a scary country. But they have spiders the size of your head that'll carjack you. In France, I don't have France. I don't know what I would do in France.
Euro Disney.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess Euro Disney is what I'd do in France. I was going, I guess I'd eat a baguette or something, like a real one.
Euro Disney.
Okay. Yeah, that's the only thing with France is I don't speak the language, so je ne parle pas français.
Euro Disney.
so that's I'd be much better in Portugal. I can speak a little Portuguese.
Little.
And it would come back to me if I was around it. That's the big thing, is it would come back to me if I was around it.
Mm-hmm.
So even I wouldn't know what I would be able to do in Portugal, I'd be able to go, hey, what is there to do here in Portugal? And have
I'm
people
trying to
think
think of what is there to do in Portugal?
Well,
yeah,
Lisbon.
Isn't that where the Rocks of Gibraltar is?
No, that's Spain.
It doesn't go down there?
No, I'm fairly certain, and feel free to blame American education system for this, but I'm fairly certain Rocks of Gibraltar are Spain, not Portugal.
Yeah, it is because Portugal is farther north. It's on the northern side.
Yeah, and Portugal is basically only facing the Atlantic.
Atlantic, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there may be a little, but it's pretty much just Atlantic.
Yeah.
So that's a I'm going, I don't think Rocks of Gibraltar are there. So, I mean, they got plenty of stuff. You know, they got stuff. And could just travel through Spain to get to the Rocks of Gibraltar if you're already in Portugal.
The Rocks of Gibraltar and Alhambra are the only two things I want to see in Spain.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I'd see in Spain either. Although I would be very interested to...
Well, you have to see Alhambra.
I'd be very curious to see the area where the Basque are in Galicia. I'd be very curious about those. And maybe try the food. I've heard that Basque food is delicious. But that's not France nor the Musketeers.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
So you could start watching that.
Okay. I don't even know when it's on. We'll have to DVR the heck out of that to find it.
I'm pretty sure. I think it's on a Saturday night.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's right before Graham Norton.
Okay.
I think.
So, Sportsball.
Sportsball World Cup. Yay! World Cup.
Yay, World Cup.
It was funny, on Saturday afternoon I was watching the World Cup and, the roommate that dare not speak his name decides it's time for him to take a shower, and then Edward goes to the bedroom. So I ended up watching it by myself.
There was nothing to watch.
And then what was it? Oh, on Saturday when I was watching
I read a book.
On Saturday when I was watching, I was getting all excited and watching the game. And you're like, well, why do you care? You don't care for either country, so why are you rooting? Why are you paying attention to the game? It's about the sports. It's all about sports. Sports.
Sportsball.
The World Cup tomorrow.
Tomorrow he's getting up.
I'm getting up.
And he's gonna watch Sportsball.
Yes, because USA plays against Germany tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow.
Yes, at 8:30 in the morning.
Okay,
so
that's a big one for us.
It's a big one. We have to.
I guess it's kind of a big one for Germany too.
We have to win.
I think we can tie.
But
if we tie, then it comes down to points.
If we tie, Portugal has to tie or lose. Speaking of Portugal.
Because
because if Portugal wins and we tie, then we're out.
Because
it's all about points.
Yeah, because I think I even heard somewhere that it's even possible for us to go on if we lost, but then it really comes down to points, and a whole bunch of, like, a big trail of things has to happen in order for that to work out. But we could tie, and we'd still have a reasonable chance. Because then it only hinges really on one main game, or
Garfield.
points. And then...
Garfield.
Hi, Garfield. Hi, boy.
Come on.
And if we win, then we're good.
Okay, I'm going to be sitting up like this because, nobody can see.
Yeah, just a big black blot of a cat there.
Exactly. Say hi to
Hey,
your Australian fans, Garfield, because they love you in Australia.
Yes, the Australians have been missing you, I'm sure.
So, watching that. Oh, speaking of sports, I didn't even say one of the things I did last week. Last Friday,
you did Sportsball in person.
Last Friday, I took my mom out to go to the WNBA Phoenix Mercury game.
Phoenix Mercury. Oh, there goes Garfield.
There goes Garfield. I got free tickets through Compete magazine and sat in the seats because Compete is a sponsor of Phoenix Mercury, and had a good time. Had a very good time. First time ever going to a WNBA game. Had a really good time. It was a very good game. They won, of course, 91-80 against Tulsa Shock. But it reminded me of, and we talked about this, of the way basketball should be played. It was a team effort. There was, yes, Derossi and Griner are the big names, but they weren't always the ones getting the ball. Whoever had the best shot got the ball to make the basket. It's not like NBA where, oh, look, here comes Shaq, just toss it to him. All he's going to do is go like that.
Does Shaq still play?
No, but I'm just saying.
Okay, I'm
people
just
like
saying.
that.
I'm looking.
That's
I don't
that's
think he plays
NBA.
anymore, does he?
No, but that's NBA now. NBA is all about whoever's the big name on the team gets the ball.
Oh yeah.
Plain and simple. It's not a team sport anymore. But I had a good time. There was a lot of people there because it turns out it was Pride Night there. First time WNBA ever had a Pride Night. The whole league, not just Phoenix Mercury. I mean, the whole league had Pride Night that night. So it was good. Hopefully I'll be going to get more tickets from them. We'll have to see. Of course, their next home game is July 2nd. I'm kind of busy on that day.
Oh, yeah.
Got meetings.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what else. That's my sports right now.
Yeah. So what'd you think of Maleficent?
Well, I'll talk about that when you see it.
Oh, that's going to be months away.
Exactly. So we'll never talk about it.
I don't know why you won't just talk about it now.
Maybe it's something I'll talk about when I'm doing it by myself.
Oh, okay. You can talk about it when you're doing it by yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
That's all I got.
Oh, okay.
That's everything on my list. That's why I moved the list over to the side, because I'm done.
Oh, okay. Well, then I think we've got it for this week.
Yes, that's it for this week.
Yeah. So, thank you for all sticking with us. Please make sure to leave comments because we love comments.
Yeah. Even though we don't read them.
We didn't really get many comments this last time.
Oh, we didn't?
No.
Really?
No.
Oh.
Even certain people who we will not mention names of, Terry.
Heather.
Yeah. No.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Not even from
Jamie.
Jamie?
No, just Chuck. Hi, Chuck.
Stewie Monster.
Yay. Yeah. No other comments.
Yeah.
And still no explanation as to why that one episode is still just going through the roof with downloads. The one from DarkCon. The DarkCon episode is still just going crazy.
Guys, because I think the Montana girls, every time they go to their parties, they show it.
Maybe.
Because, the Montana girls are party girls. I
True,
swear, Terry is like, going out doing this, going out doing that, and even, I was like, oh my gosh.
But it's the audio podcast.
Well, they're going to play it on their phones.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, because I'm not sure we got them on film anywhere.
No. We talk about them a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at DarkCon, I don't know if we caught them anywhere.
Did you record in the pajama party?
No.
Okay, then no.
I don't think I recorded in the pajama party.
No, yeah, you did.
Did I?
I could have sworn you did at the pajama party. I could have sworn that you said...
got pictures.
Yeah, but no, I could have sworn that you went through the room. I have no idea.
Oh, well,
that was so January.
It was so January. But, so, thank you.
We'll see you in a week. Right?
Oh, and don't forget.
What?
I don't know how I'm doing these next 5 weeks. We did start the 2 other podcasts.
What's this week's stuff?
Well, okay. But, so, also, Math Monkeys has been started. It's an audio podcast about math. And then...
Snooze Fest.
What? Hey! That's so... It's Math Monkeys. Woo! Math Monkeys.
Snooze Fest.
And Math Monkeys.
Snooze Fest.
Math Monkeys. Woo!
Snooze Fest.
Woo!
Boring.
Woo!
Boring, it's math.
Mathematics.
Well,
Woo!
oh God, it's so boring.
Oh my God, it's mathematics.
Oh my God, it's boring. It's math. Oh, Janice, Harry, Carrie.
The first episode was about qualities of infinity. Oh my gosh, not infinity. Yes, infinity. Woo, infinity.
Which meant that's the whole episode. It seemed like it went on forever.
Oh, it did not. No, it did not.
Ever.
It did not.
Ever.
Oh my gosh,
it was
it's
so
math.
infinity.
It's
infinity
math.
It went on forever.
It's math.
So listen and it's a great thing to listen to when you want to go to sleep.
It's a great thing to listen to in general. And also, 4-color story time.
So we're no longer doing stories on this.
Probably not doing the stories anymore at the end of this, because now we have an audio podcast that is dedicated strictly to 4-color story time.
Okay.
So, yes, get your comic book story fix on Sport Color Storytime. Again, that's just an audio podcast, not a video podcast. So make sure to check those out. Yay.
Yay.
And leave us comments.
Comments.
Yay.
Not on the bottom like, subtitles.
They could, maybe. I don't know. They could do a screen capture and then make a GIF of that screen cap or whatever and put comments on that and then post that somewhere. Unless they're listening to the audio podcast, in which case they can't really do any of this.
GIFs. Stewie Monster, message us with your address because you won the little thing.
You won a prize, gosh
you won a
darn
prize. And so we need to get that prize to you.
I got a math book for you.
We have a spider gargoyle.
What? We're not giving away my spider gargoyle.
That, hey.
Why would we give away the spider gargoyle?
It's a prize.
That's my spider gargoyle.
It's a prize.
That's Pogo.
Exactly.
Don't listen to him, Stewie. You're not getting the spider gargoyle.
We'll get you something, Stewie. Give it private message us with your address, and we'll get that to you. Okay?
Yes. So until next week.
Good night. Goodbye.
Bye. Good night. Goodbye.
What's the third one I say?
I don't know.
Can't think of good night. Goodbye.
Good luck.
No.
Good riddance.
No. I can't remember. What do I usually say?
Good day.
No.
Good morning.
No. I miss Uncle Dragon. I was gonna say Uncle Dragon. That's me.
I'm
Uncle Grandpa.
I'm more into Clarence. I love Clarence.
But, see, and that's the one I don't care for.
Oh,
Jeannie wanted to see Clarence when we
Clarence
saw that.
is my favorite of the three so far.
Oh, there's only three.
Yeah. I mean,
there's Steven's Universe, Uncle Grandpa, and Clarence. And Clarence, I was like, ah.
Oh my god, I love Clarence.
No, I don't like Clarence.
But,
right.
Bye! Hey, I forgot a ni hao ma, but this is like almost an hour into it that I've remembered that. Anyway, that was I'm a Nerd by, I have to look this up, Joshua Desjardins. I don't know exactly if that's how it pronounces it, but that looks like how it's spelled, so I'm going to go with that, Desjardins. And I was looking for some sort of sports nerd song. You know what? I can't find a sports nerd song. So my people just don't do that. Anyway, I want to make sure everybody remembers to check out Compete Sports Magazine. They are a GLBT sports magazine. There will be a link connected to the podcast, so go ahead and check that out. Also, don't forget about Joshua Tree Feeding Program. Joshua Tree. They help people with HIV and AIDS get food. They have a sister program that helps people feed their pets. That way they don't have to choose between feeding themselves and feeding their pets. Go ahead and check them out at www.jtfp.org. All volunteer organizations, so any assistance you can offer them would be greatly appreciated. Now it is time for... Oh, no, it's not. We're not doing comic book story time this week because, don't forget, we have started a new podcast for Color Story Time. That is basically the comic book story time that you got to hear at the end here, except for now it is dedicated to its own podcast. It is only an audio podcast. You can catch it at For Color Story Time, no spaces, .libsyn.com, or you can look for that on iTunes. I've got the feed all straightened out, so you can find that nice and easily there. And it'll be For Color Storytime with spaces on iTunes. Without spaces on Libsyn if you just type in the web address. Also, and for our inaugural episode, it's the first of two parts for the classic Battle of the Century, Superman versus the Amazing Spider-Man. Gonna finish that up this week, as a matter of fact. So it was originally going to be 3 parts, but I figured out, hey, I think I can get this done in 2. So we're going to get it done in 2. So catch that while you still can get on the ground floor. Also, don't forget that we have Math Monkeys. A quick little podcast talking about different little math subjects every episode. Again, you can find that on iTunes, Math Space Monkeys. If you find monkeys hanging out in front of some math, that's us. Also, you can find that on Libsyn at math, no space, monkeys.libsyn.com. And either way, go check us out. I hope to prove that mathematics does not have to be that horrible, boring thing that you learned in school. So, the inaugural episode dealt entirely with certain concepts involving infinity and monkeys. And this upcoming episode will be not evolving. It won't evolve at all. Well, it will evolve, probably, but it won't be evolving quite yet. It will be involving the idea of basically explaining the Monty Hall problem. And if you guys have never heard of it, check it out. If you have heard of it, most likely you still find the explanation confusing. And I hope to clarify that and make it a crystal clear thing as to why this counterintuitive mathematical argument actually does make perfect sense. So, check that out. Until then, keep it easy. Keep it easy? I don't know what that means. Leave us comments. We love comments. If you get a chance, check us out on iTunes. Leave us favorable reviews. That helps promote the show. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. Your friends would love to find out more about us. And we will catch you again next week. Da-da-da!